Bryan Kohberger sat stone-faced as the families of the 4 students he killed finally got their chance to confront him.
Today, we are here to finish what you started. Today, you've lost control.
On July 23, 2025, he was given 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole for killing Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, and Kaylee Goncalves. The crime happened in the early morning hours of November 13, 2022, as the 4 friends settled in for the night inside their home in Moscow, Idaho. Their 2 roommates, Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortison, were unharmed, but were among the first to discover the bodies later that morning.
During the quiet morning hours, a faceless coward reached the tranquility of 6 beautiful young people and senselessly slaughtered 4 of them.
Investigators had recovered a sheath from a K-bar knife next to Maddie's body at the scene, which was later confirmed to have Bryan's DNA on it. His white Hyundai Elantra was also caught on camera, circling around the victim's home that night, with his phone data placing him in the area in the months leading up to the crime.
Who committed this unspeakable evil was unknown for several weeks, but due to the killer's incompetence and outstanding police work, the person that slithered through that sliding glass door at 1122 King Road now stands before the world and this court unmasked.
The day in court started with a statement from Bethany, which was read by their friend, Emily Allant.
Never in a million years would I have thought that something like this would have happened to my closest friends. I thought that we were going to wake up and go upstairs, see them and tell them how they had scared us. I make jokes about it as we would go to Taco Bell like always. But sadly, that is not what happened and what turned out to be my worst nightmare.
Bethany finally got a chance to share her side of the story, explaining that she woke up around 7 a.m. with a terrible toothache, took an Advil, and went back to sleep, knowing that hours earlier, Dylan had seen a masked man in the house, but they were both completely unaware of what had truly happened.
If I had known, I of course would have called 911 right away. I still carry so much guilt, even though I understand it wouldn't have changed anything, not even if the paramedics had been right outside the door.
She also detailed the harassment she faced after she was falsely accused online.
While I was still in shock, trying to process the fact that my friends were truly gone, I had been attacked by the public. I was getting flooded with death threats and hateful messages from people who did not know me at all or know the dynamic of our friendship.
And the crippling anxiety she has been left with in the aftermath of the crime.
After everything happened, I was afraid to go into my own backyard. I was scared that the person who did this would come for me next. I slept in my parents' room for almost a year. I made them double lock every door, set an alarm. I have not slept through a single night since this happened. I constantly wake up in panics, terrified. Someone is breaking in, or someone is here to hurt me, or I'm about to lose someone else that I love.
She then talked about some of the good times she had with her friends, making it clear the killer could never erase those memories.
For a long time, I could barely get out of bed. But one day I realized I have to live for them. They did not get the chance to keep living, but I do, and I will not take that for granted. So now every day I remind myself to live for them, and everything I do it with them in mind.
Dylan then spoke to the court, explaining that the killer not only stole her friends,
because of him, 4 beautiful, genuine, compassionate people were taken from this world. For no reason. He didn't just take them from the world. He took them from me, my friends, my people who felt like my home.
But left her with panic attacks and a life forever changed.
I was barely 19 when he did this. I should have been figuring out who I was. Instead, I was forced to learn how to survive the unimaginable. I couldn't be alone. I had to sleep in my mom's bed because I was too terrified to close my eyes. Terrified that if I blinked, someone might be there. And then there are the panic attacks. The kind that slam into me like a tsunami out of nowhere. I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stop shaking. It's my body reliving everything over and over again. My nervous system never got the message that it is over, and it won't let me forget what he did to them.
But she said she would keep living her life in honor of the friends she lost, refusing to let Bryan take anything more from her.
About a year ago, I had a dream about them. I got to say goodbye. I told them I won't be able to see you again. They all kept asking why, and all I could say was, I can't tell you, but I have to. When I woke up, I felt shattered and heartbroken, but also strangely grateful. Like maybe in some way that dream gave us the goodbye we never got. Still, no dream can replace them. and no goodbye will ever feel finished.
Maddie's stepdad Scott talked about how she was the light and purpose for him and his wife Karen.
Karen and I are ordinary people, but we lived extraordinary lives because we had Maddie. Since Maddie's loss, there's emptiness in our hearts, home and family, an endless void. Karen felt like she was spinning out emotionally. She sometimes asks, how am I supposed to go on when I've lost my favorite person in the world? I felt the same, and we continue to struggle.
He said Maddie's death was sudden and evil, but they're done being victims and are taking their lives back.
As for the defendant, we will not waste words, nor will we fall into hatred and bitterness. We will turn our time, talents, and attention to hope, healing, and helping others. Adversity will visit us, evil will visit us, but we will overcome.
Maddie's dad, Ben, talked about losing his only child.
It's the only great thing I ever really did, and the only thing I was really ever proud of. You know, she was in college, and I thought, oh, well, we'll have the rest of our lives to do all the stuff that we're supposed to do, and she was just about done.
The Goncalves family didn't hold back.
You picked the wrong family, and we're laughing at you on your trip to the pen.
You are officially the property of the state of Idaho, where your fellow inmates are anxiously awaiting your arrival. But it's okay, because they're there to help you.
One by one, they ripped into the man who shattered their lives.
I'm not here today to speak in grief. I'm here to speak in truth. My sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence. They were two pieces of a whole, the perfect yin and yang. They are everything that you could never be. Loved, accepted, vibrant, accomplished, brave, and powerful. Because the truth about Kaylee and Maddie is they would have been kind to you.
Steve, you turned the podium at what point?
Because he's a coward. He's been protected by the court from day one. I wanted to let him know that I was directing everything towards him.
Kaylee's dad Steve called him a coward who thought he could get away with the crime, but his sloppiness led police right to him.
Looking back when the police officers knocked on my door, told me what happened to my child, told me what happened to Maddie Mae, I don't think he was even out of the driveway before my kids turned around, looked at me and said, "What do we do, Dad?" I told him, "You get your ass to work." And you know what? Within hours, we had your white car on the camera. We knew from the very beginning we had you. Police officers tell us within minutes they had your DNA, like a calling card. You were that careless, that foolish, that stupid.
Kaylee's big sister Olivia didn't hold anything back.
I will ask the questions that reverberate violently in my own head, so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you.
Tearing into him as he sat in silence, after making the families wait years for answers.
Why did you choose my sisters? Before making your move, did you approach my sisters? Do you tell what you were thinking and feeling? Before leaving their home, is there anything else you did? Did you truly think your Amazon purchase was untraceable because you used a gift card? What was the second weapon you used on Kaylee? What were Kaylee's last words?
Olivia made it clear that no one was impressed by him.
You wanted so badly to be different, to be special, to be better, to be deep, to be mysterious. You found yourself thinking you were better than everyone else, and you thought you could figure out the human psyche and see through it, all while tweaked out on heroin. Lurking in the shadows made you feel powerful because no one ever paid you any attention in the light. There is a name for your condition, though. Your inflated ego just didn't allow you to see it. Wannabe.
And that Kaylee would have put him in his place herself if he hadn't made sure to have the upper hand.
You want the truth? Here's the one you'll hate the most. If you hadn't attacked them in their sleep, in the middle of the night, like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your fucking ass. Thank you.
Thank you.
Their mom, Christy, told Bryan that justice would be served.
A dead killer doesn't kill again. So while I'm disappointed the firing squad won't get to take their shots at you, I'm confident that the men in prison will have their way with you in more ways than one. Quick message from our youngest daughter. You may have received A's in high school and college, but you're going to be getting big D's in prison.
Xana's sister Jasmine described struggling over whether to speak or not.
In the end, I realized this moment isn't about you. It's about justice for Xana, Ethan, Kaylee, and Maddie. It's about honoring the beautiful people they were and still are in God's eyes.
But ultimately said she wouldn't give Bryan power over her feelings or her future after walking out of that courtroom.
But I come here to say this. I am strong. I am brave. I'm a fighter, just like Xana. And you don't get to control how I move forward or what I believe. I walk with the comfort of knowing I will see my sister again.
Xana's dad, Jeff, who lived just 7 miles away from his daughter, shared how he almost drove to her house that night after she told him she wasn't feeling well.
And I would have been sitting right there on that couch, and you had to deal with me.
He told the court that not going to his daughter's home was a choice that haunts him every day. Xana's mom, Kara, read from the Bible.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and then in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand the wiles of the devil.
Saying she chose forgiveness, only so that she could move forward without hatred taking over her life.
Jesus has allowed me to forgive you for murdering my daughter without you even being sorry. I do not fear you or even let you rent space in my head anymore. This forgiveness has released me from any and all evil you have inflicted on me and my family.
Ethan's family did not attend the sentencing.
He's going to get what's coming to him. I really don't care what happens to the guy. He's off the streets and he can't hurt any more kids.
As his parents said they felt a sense of closure after Bryan accepted a plea deal and confessed.
Is closure a word you could use to describe the plea deal for your family?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Now we get to just move on.
Yeah.
Bryan showed no remorse, offering no apology or answers. When the judge gave him a chance to speak, he said just 3 words.
I respectfully decline.
Kohberger avoided the death penalty by pleading guilty, but under Idaho law, he'll die in prison. His sentence doesn't allow for parole, appeals, or a second chance.